She's a black belt in karate, working for the city. She has to discipline her body, 'cause she knows that it's demanding to defeat those evil machines. I know she can be found. Oh, yeah, she knows. They all believe it. But you won't know. Robots email, she knows. They don't believe it. But you won't know. Robots email. Those evil nature robots, they're programmed to destroy us. She's gotta be strong to find them. So she's taking lots of vitamins, 'cause she knows that it'd be tragic if those evil robots win. I know she can be done. Oh, yeah, she
Rashida Tlaib
But
is going down. Getting in trouble for her mind.
don't believe me.
Rashida Tlaib.
Robots email. Cause she knows that it'd be tragic if those evil robots win. I know she can be there. Oh, yeah, she knows. They don't believe it. But you won't know. Robots email. She knows. They don't believe it. But you won't know. Robots email. She knows. They don't believe it. But you won't know.
This is my first time ever playing the song, by the way. But you guys didn't know that.
Okay, I think we've had enough of the song.
It was my first time ever playing that song, you guys.
I know there's robots in this song, and
I like to think about the bots that we find on Twitter. I like to think about fighting all the
bots.
all the Russian bots on Twitter.
Well, I have been accused of being a Russian bot before. People have told me that I'm a Russian bot, and I
got accused of there's some I think you could put someone's Twitter handle into something and then it generates he gave me my results and I was like a high troll level.
Oh.
I don't know what that's based on or if it's real, but he's like, "Oh, just as I suspected. Look at your rating." Or whatever,
That's
I'm
kinda
a troll.
cool, though.
And I'm like, what does that mean? Why am do I have a higher
So did he
rating
give you a
for-
special badge? Did you get a special
He
badge?
just knew to steer clear of me because I might be a troll bot or whatever, but he didn't steer clear of me.
Did he have an actual profile pic on there on his account, or was it just some kind of?
No, it was
he a wizard? Was he a wizard?
No, it was a legit.
A legit
account.
person.
It
Oh,
was.
wow. Okay. Well,
Anyway,
it's been a while since we've done this live thing, right?
not long.
It's been. I don't know. hasn't been that long. How long has it been?
I don't know, like a week.
Okay, maybe I like the week. I like a once a week thing. That's better. That's better for me, right, Heidi? I like it's. You like
Yeah.
once a week? Yeah, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good average.
Depending on the week, though.
Oh yeah,
I think.
but it could be it could be once every 2 weeks then, because if it's a really slow week, then we could go stretching it a little.
Exciting week.
And-
Then
okay.
we have to come back every
In TV,
day.
there's a floor manager. He does this little thing, when he's talking to talent, because if you're in front of the camera, you're talent, and he does this thing, goes, shh, 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 shh,
Just stretch it out.
stretch out the times in between. So it's like
so you fill it in like you filibuster, just say nonsense to stretch out.
Oh no, that's just like when I say stretch it out, I'm talking about the time in between, the breaks. So stretch out the breaks.
Okay.
So
So how do you stretch out a break if you have like a recorded commercial?
no, when I say stretch out our breaks. So it's like make it like every 2 weeks we'll do this instead of every 1 week. We'll do it every 2 weeks.
What are you getting at, Brian? What do you just come out and say what you want to say there, sir?
Well, so we can always go. I mean, if we're going too much, if we're doing this live
What
thing
are
too
you
much,
trying to
I'm just
say?
throwing it out there. Just throwing it
Oh.
out there. If we're live too much, I don't want to be too much. I don't want to.
For too much for who?
For anybody that's out there, I don't want to be too much. I don't. Well, I guess you can always just tune out too. It's like
No.
People-
Yeah.
sometimes it's hard. I know you guys. Okay. First of all, the Flaming Lips. I don't know this band.
They're probably Illuminati.
They're probably Illuminati, like most
We could
bands are.
probably look at their music albums and go Illuminati confirmed.
Yes,
We could look at everything and be like Illuminati confirmed.
but it had robots in there, so we had to do the robot theme.
I was just feeling that song. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just thinking about that song.
And Yoshida almost sounds like Rashida.
And Rashida Tlaib was in the news today.
Yeah, what does she have to say?
Apparently, she broke some laws for campaign donations.
$10,000. She paid
She
herself.
paid herself after she won, right? So she owes $10,000.
But as a newbie, as a junior Congress member, as a freshman Congress member, junior. I was thinking about high school. As a freshman, as a newbie, she screwed up. What does that mean? She might have to be punished by.
So are you saying she gets a softer punishment because she's a freshman?
Oh no!
Okay, good.
No!
Good.
There's rules. When you go in there, there's rules, and they tell you how to I guess how to account
Is she
for
okay?
it.
Okay, now that crime is probably not as serious as Ilhan's, right? Like if she
Okay.
in fact married her brother and committed fraud to become a citizen, and maybe was married
Okay, I gotta give her these glasses.
to someone
Gotta
else
give
at
her
the same
glasses.
time as well, right?
Yeah.
Like
Huh?
she was practicing, like she technically was married to two people at one time.
Um,
Anyway, it'll be interesting.
Whatever it is, however she got into the United States, if it was done illegally, she's busted. Period. So, both of those Congress members, Congress House of
Give my
Representatives.
shot a little bit more.
What's up, guys?
Okay.
So both of them are getting.
I just
looked
want
at.
them to go down, both of them. They're just such.
Well, this is the thing. There's a lot of okay in the news. There's a lot of things going on. The NRA. First of all, we saw on CNN earlier. We were watching a little bit of CNN. We had to wallow through CNN. Anyways,
What are you talking about today?
yeah, when they were talking about the NRA, they seemed pretty
we're talking
upset.
about that's entertainment.
I know, but what?
I let them entertain me now. I'm like, you are entertainment.
Okay, so apparently they're pretty ticked off at the NRA for having these.
They're saying there was corruption, like the people at the top were paying themselves all this money or whatever. I don't know. I kind of tuned it out because it was so hilarious to me because you pointed out the NRA is a completely private organization.
Private organization doesn't fall under the government, doesn't have the same accountability as any other organization. They can do whatever they want. There's a lot of groups out there. I like that they're going after the NRA because, and to that, if there's anything that they're doing that's illegal, Remember, they're not a government organization. They're an NGO, non-governmental organization, just like the Red Cross. I can't wait for groups like the Red Cross to be held to the same accountability as the NRA is right now.
I know.
Because open your freaking books and let's see what's been going on, right?
I know.
So whatever's happening right now, whatever's happening is happening for a reason, and it's happening because it's it will be the same rules that are thrown, and the same criteria will be used against them when it comes to throwing the book at them. It's gonna be good times. What else is going on? Oh, Twitter.
Like the Twitter purge is like crazy right now. Like, I can't tell you how many accounts I've seen people
If you're not on Twitter, this is what's going on. A lot of people on Facebook just stay on Facebook, so I'll tell you what's going on Twitter. If you haven't read about this, Twitter right now is basically purging the followers, the subscribers on Twitter. So say somebody has 50,000, they're just dumping 10, 20,000, just getting rid of people. So I know that sometimes it's even hard to follow people. If you're trying to follow somebody, you type up their name, like the real Donald Trump. If you type it up, everything but the real Donald Trump comes up. So
people are being hidden.
So it's very hard to find
and so like
accounts.
Oh, the Q people, they can't like have the QAnon in the hashtags anymore. You don't want to put those. You don't want to put the where we go when we go on anymore, because those are known terms that the bots are looking for to shadow ban you, and people are just being I just started retweeting every person that said I just lost 3,000 followers today. I just lost 1,000 followers today. I lost 1,000.
This is a legit
in 5 minutes. Like this is crazy. Is everybody's reporting going what the heck? Like right before their eyes, their numbers are just dropping.
So what does this mean? What does this mean? What does this mean about? What are they?
Well, the censorship is just crazy. I mean, they're on freak out mode. I mean, what they did with that. Oh, they even hid the hashtag Save the Children. They could not even have hashtag Save the Children got hidden or shadow banned or whatever. Like you can't do that. So they started so people started doing other hashtags to try to keep the momentum going about the. I don't even know if I say certain terms if our video is gonna get shadow banned. If I say
absolutely 100%.
Human, you know what? It's getting crazy, but we expected this, and this is go time. I think we should I spent a lot of time filing all the memes and infographics and information I had on thousands of things to file through on my computer, my phone, and screenshots, just everything all day long.
Tweets.
I'm collecting all this stuff and then sharing it.
But this is over the period of 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Of
So
compiling
I just
stuff. So they were
the last couple of days. I just felt oh my gosh, I need to organize all these things so that I can just have everything ready to go as soon as there's an opportunity. I just am organized, and I know I have a file. Anyway.
We've been dropping them though too. I think we've been organizing them and leaving them. We have been.
But everybody should be. Everybody should be have the certain. There's just going to be a lot of certain angles that the deep state takes as far as attacking, and you can already see the things that they're doing. They're just I just constantly see these stupid people saying, "Oh, wait till they connect, find out about Epstein and Trump," because of a picture. They have nothing else. But it's an idea that's got legs on the other side.
Think about this. This has been going on for a long time. When we were talking about this, first of all, no one was talking about it. This military operation that is QAnonymous, without that, I would be just a normal person. I'm just a normal person out there. But this has made me into some kind of whoa, Brian Van knows what he's talking about. He really does. Oh no. This is all research that we've done because of QAnonymous. So without the post and without the drops, yes, there's tons of research that went into this. But without those things, again, I'm a huge Trump supporter, but I don't know the things that I know without Q. So that is a huge I give a huge thank you to the Q team and all those that are out there that are making this happen and that make Brian Vea and Heidi Vea look like we know what we're talking about. And we do, because of you. So all of these things, yeah. All of these things, where was I going with that? I don't know. I was going...
I don't know. I don't know. So the censorship is it's time to fight back. Basically, that's what I was saying, is just have your information, just know that that's what we're supposed to be doing. Because it's just, they're just clamping down more and more and more. So we have to keep pushing through and getting information out, because there are people that are just on the brink of like beginning to understand that Trump is really the good guy, and that they've been like, so there's people there that we got to make sure we can grab as many people, wake as many people before it goes dark, or I don't know what's gonna happen.
Well, there's we've been talking about this for a long time. Social media is going to go down. It hasn't gone down yet. Are we close? I think we're closer. There hasn't been a complete purge of everything. When that happens, you'll know that we're directly over the target of something. So if something goes live, or if the president goes live about something, or if there's a testimony, or if there's a hearing, or if there's someone that's going to just blow the lid off of something, I guarantee you for sure, because Fox News, they're already dumping out of things that they don't like. So that includes what we thought was conservative Fox News bailing on the press secretary, her speech last week. Her press conference, when she was showing video of
Kaylee.
yeah, press secretary Kaylee.
Yeah.
Say her what's her last name again?
Macanina.
Wow. See, that's what I already see. You already talking about Kaylee. I was talking about Kaylee.
McEnany. I don't know.
McEnany.
McEnany. I don't know. McEnany.
McEnany. It's Kaylee. Anyways, she was in her press conference. She had a video that she was playing. And in that video, it was apparently too much for the producers at Fox News Corporation, they dumped out on it.
We didn't know they were going to be showing that video
So
footage.
the fact that they dumped out on something that they, okay, you know what? Can we talk about something that happened local today also, Heidi? What the heck? This wasn't even on anything that we've talked about.
Skin tone looks kind of greenish.
I know, man. Maybe I need to eat my vegetables or something. I don't know. Anyways, it's your life.
Oh,
Okay. Today in Los Angeles, I haven't watched fake news in a while, but it was up on my live feed on Facebook of all places. It was KTLA. It was a local channel, and they were following a car chase. And in this car chase, it started in Upland, California, and went all over the Southland. Okay, it went on for over an hour. And during this hour, they had, I believe it was the CHP, the California Highway Patrol, that had a chopper. Do they have a chopper in the air? I believe they did. It was a sheriff's department, the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department, that had a helicopter on there too. This car, it was a Honda Accord. It was driving all over. He was going all over the place, but nothing crazier than what we've already seen. We've seen all kinds. Everyone's seen car chases. Anyways, all of these agencies that were following were dumping out and leaving this car all by itself. So you had the KTLA pilot that was following, and he was going, I don't know what's going on, but all the agencies are just let this go.
And he was even saying, this is bizarre.
This is bizarre.
Yeah. He thought it was bizarre. And that guy is always the one that talks about the
He always covers the
chases.
chase.
And he was like,
just like, I don't know what's
weird.
going
I don't know
on.
what's going on.
But they're choosing not to follow. Okay, now I understand when the cop cars are too close and they might feel like they're creating anxiety in the driver, and he starts speeding through red lights. You don't want to make him freak out because you have sirens behind his rearview mirror or anything like that. So they totally stopped following. But the weird thing is the pilot from the chopper pilot from the news, the fake news, was up in the sky, and he was saying all the chopper pilots are bailing from the other agencies. That was weird. He got to the city of Bell. This is what was happening. So he gets to the city of Bell. This driver, the news chopper, is still following him. He's by himself. He gets to the city of Bell, and in the city of Bell, he pulls into a Smart and Final. It's a store. He pulls into the store, and he's going through the parking lot. You could tell he was casing the place, looking for somebody. He's looking to take advantage of somebody getting in their car. He's gonna carjack somebody. So when this happens, you see the city of Bell police. It took about, I want to say it took about 2 minutes because the car was going around the parking lot before a couple of cops from Bell hauled in there and chased this guy back onto the freeway. Okay, once he got back on the freeway, the Bell cops, again, peeled off like the other cops. That was bizarre, and it was like everyone was washing their hands clean of it. Like, okay, I don't know what's going on. And I know that the cops, hey, I'm not throwing anything at the CHP because I don't want those guys pulling me over. But we know you're Gavin's cops. You guys are Gavin's dudes. You're the state police. So for whatever reason people were pulling off, I have no idea why no one was following this guy except for the chopper pilot from the fake news KTLA. That was crazy stuff to watch live. I've never seen anything like that before. And what was more alarming was the chopper pilot bringing it. I guess just.
So what do you think? Do you think the idea
well, one of the things
like a false flag or something?
I have no idea what it was. I don't know what was going on. During this chase, while they peeled off, the cops stopped. The chopper pilot from the news was still following them, and they were watching this guy pull over. And I think that he threw something into a truck. Another time he pulled over, and he was in the city of Cudahy, and somebody out of a truck ran up and threw a bag into the car. I don't know if it was his lunch or something. Who knows what it was. But there were some weird things going on all along. The cops just bailed on this. At the very end, I watched at the very end, these guys had jumped into a car, carjacked someone, and they drove just a little bit. They were in LA traffic, so they couldn't get anywhere. The signal was cutting in and out. Now, that is where I was getting suspicious because I was like, if the cops bail on this, and then if the only people that are following was the news chopper, if that news chopper bailed on this feed, I was going to be pretty pissed because I was like, this is wrong because it's like everyone just bailed on this. Who is this guy? What is he untouchable? What the heck's going on? Anyways,
It was weird.
it was really weird to watch this happening. The
never
cops
seen anything
finally
like that.
swarmed in. They finally came in and they these guys just jumped out. I'm gonna say, I'm not a cop, so I don't have to answer to who they were, but they look like two Hispanic guys to me. They're big guys, and they look like two big guys that were wearing oversized clothes. So they're probably from the hood. But whatever, I don't know. That's what they look like to me. Okay, the chopper pilot was still on, and he was asking why his feed back to the studio was taking so many hits. I know that. That's a broadcast term in TV. Like, why is it taking so many hits? Meaning, why was his feed dumping out? Because it was going in and out. And that's where I was getting very suspicious. I was going, okay, if this feed dumps out and the cops aren't following it, and then the fake news, who was the only one that was following
there's
it,
something
bails
going
out,
on.
there's something to be, okay, I already think we're living in a show. Don't even pique my interest even more than that by like doing that and then making things just disappear. I mean, it's no different than the Las Vegas shooting and how that guy got up into the top floors of that hotel and not a camera saw him do it. This would be the same thing. In the same, like, this is orchestrated. What's going on? Everybody's dumping out. He got arrested at the very end, and whatever, it happened. But I was wondering, like, what is going on, and what are they hiding,
It
and
still
what's
was
going
weird.
on?
I mean, even here, to just mostly hear the helicopter pilot, just even though you were saying it was weird, and then the helicopter pilot was like, "This is weird." I don't know
Okay.
what's going on? Anyway, let me see who's here. I have to say hi to people.
What do you do, huh? Hi, Rose.
James Gilbert. Hello.
Rose.
Hello, Eve. And
I feel like we've been busy. Like, we haven't been doing anything, Heidi. We haven't been, visiting with my Patriot friends. It's been a
I
while.
don't know who that is.
Okay. I don't know how to do this.
Like this, honey. Honey. I don't even know how to
Okay.
Trump is part of the deep state. Craig Bledsoe. Why would you say that?
Oh, come on, Craig, dude. Come
You're
on.
talking to the
Craig,
wrong
dude.
people here.
See, Craig, you just showed up, dude. We've been talking about this for a long time, and then he
Okay.
comes and shows up, and he's like, "Oh, dude,
Welcome
you
to
gotta
Friday
get your
Night
facts
Live."
right, man. I mean, I love that you chime in, bro, but you might be part of the deep state." You're not, dude. I
Talk
know you're
about
not.
these death threats.
President Trump's done so much stuff. Okay, another thing, guys.
Everything he
Instead
does
of
to
always playing the
remove the
defense,
power.
yes, there's a million things that are going on right now that we can talk about. President Trump's doing tons of stuff right now.
Oh, yes, Rose, thank you for bringing that up. I absolutely loved that clip. No mask is a peaceful protest. When he said that today, and the press corps, that room, whoever was in there actually cheered and clapped for him when he said that if you don't want to wear the mask, that's a peaceful protest.
That's a peaceful protest.
Oh my gosh, that meant so much to me. I needed that. Like, I was like, yes, he is on our side. He's basically like,
But
guys
you know,
are
though,
protesting something
you know,
don't
guys,
believe in.
a peaceful protest can still be met with a grocery store attendant's arm.
Yeah.
So, you know, your peaceful protest, guys, that might be like, that might cause the,
They refused to serve me at 7-Eleven the other day. I just wanted a soda. I was like, can I get a soda? And he's like, sorry, nope, I will not serve you without a mask. And I was
you know what
like,
you should have done? I got a good idea. This is what you do next time. Get the exact change of what it cost, and get over a change, and just get like, if it's like $2, just give him like $2.50.
I thought I could use my white privilege.
No.
I was like, come on. Like, he's all, my boss says no. I goes, your boss here? And he goes, no. And I go, come on, just let me get a soda.
See?
And he was like, but my white privilege did not work. He's
It's not
like,
white
nope.
privilege, Heidi. You've got
Nope.
girl. Okay, first of all, you've got girl privilege. You've got white privilege. What other privilege you got?
I don't know.
Cherokee privilege.
No.
What kind of privilege? What kind of privilege you got? You got all kind. So I'm saying none of these things work.
No, my white privilege did not help me get a soda at 7-Eleven without a mask. Gosh, that's so blown out. I don't know how to fix that. It's like, wherever I go, there's there. Yeah,
Nothing worked.
That was like the first time I actually got refused service. Like, I actually said, you don't want my business. Nope, sorry.
You
Sorry.
see, again,
Wow.
again, Heidi. You get like if your drink costs like $2, you throw $3 on there and laugh. Just throw it on the counter and laugh at them. Go, here you go, bro.
Here's
Keep the
an
change.
extra $1.
Keep the change. Don't give him
I
an
won't
extra
tell
$1. Just
your
laugh.
boss that
Just
you
go-
let me get a soda.
Just go, hey, dude, it's up to you. You can pocket that money. If you don't
Yeah.
want to serve me, you can just pocket that money.
White privilege.
Then
is
you might be
not-
busted.
It's not a thing.
What if
My
you
white privilege doesn't help me out.
you don't even get pretty girl privilege or
I didn't get any.
woman favor privilege? Like, yeah, what the heck, you know? Nothing.
I like men that treat like that.
What if it's a
open
woman?
doors.
What if it was a woman
I can't
though?
stand women. I've been around women that like have. I'll never forget this. Like in a crowd, I was in a crowded room. It's like, come on, women. Do you really not want men to be chivalrous? Is that a word?
Chivalrous.
Chivalrous.
Chivalrous. Chivalry.
Chivalry. Do
Chiv-
they really not want? What am I looking for? The word. Anyway, I can't stand women that are just like, don't treat me equal or whatever. I'm like, but we equal in the same. We're not equal. Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out
Anyway.
chivalrous. Chivalrous.
Anyway, we were in a huge crowded room, and there was all these. There was a pregnant woman. Well, that wasn't really that. It didn't look like. She was very pregnant, and she was standing up, and there was a lot of us men and women sitting down that had a chair, and she didn't. And I was like, no. I was surprised, first of all, that no man had gotten up to like offer her their chair, because I thought it was odd. I was like, wow, not one man is gonna get up and offer this really pregnant woman his chair. Anyway, so I was mad, and so I got up and I was like, excuse me.
We're in
I
California
was like,
though.
"Do
They
you
could have all been women. They
It's
could have
okay.
all been identifying as women.
As someone that's been pregnant a few times, I was like, do you want my chair? And I was like, here, take my chair. It was just really nice, and she full on rejected me. She was like, no, I don't need your chair. And I was like she was offended.
Chivalry is dead.
She was offended that a woman, a mother, offered her a seat. And that kind of just like shocked me. I was like, wow.
You
Okay.
should have told her, "Oh, that's okay. I thought you were pregnant." I think that's what I didn't know. I didn't know. Sorry.
I can't
sorry.
think of that quick, Brian. I can't think of those.
You gotta have a little bit
one-liners
of.
to
You
say.
need a little bit of mean in you. If you got mean in you, then it just comes really quick. It's like bam.
No.
I went to the donut shop the other day. Check this out, okay? Yeah, I went to the local donut shop. They know me over there. I always go with my MAGA hat on. And the lady that was working there, I went in there and I didn't have a mask on. She knows I never come in there with a mask on. It cost $6. I had a $5 bill, and I had 4 quarters. I gave her the $5 bill, and she took the $5 bill from me, and the 4 quarters, she goes, "Please put them on the counter."
Because they're dirty.
I didn't know. That's the way I took it. So I was like, "You'll take my filthy, dirty."
So you're saying it
Rothschild
was
note, the
ridiculous
paper.
that she like drew a difference between the
She
paper money and the
did.
coins?
And you know what? I don't like
She didn't
her.
think that they were equally
Well,
filthy.
you know what? Maybe I read her wrong, but I didn't like that. So I'm kind of gonna be like, like next time.
like that she thought your hands were dirty. What do you mean?
I don't know. She took the paper, but she didn't take the coins. She said, "Please put the coins on the counter." So I was like, "Okay, I get it. The coins are dirty. The next time you come around, your tip might be in coins. And I might have to just leave those in my pocket." I go, you know what I'll do? I'll ask her. I'll go, "Here's a tip." That's what I'll do. I like playing these games. I like playing games with people. So I'll say, "Next time, here's your tip," and she'll go, "Oh, put it on the counter." I go, "I can't do that. Bye bye." Bye.
So yes, Trump saying that was pretty cool.
Trump saying that was awesome. If you haven't seen that, go find it. Go look at it. It's a great video. It's President getting applauded. Again, Heidi already described it, but it's rad. It's amazing.
Okay, I'm gonna use that. Fake Law Center hate group uses algorithms and tracks when anyone types the name on all social media platforms.
What's up, LaShawn?
Hi, Tim. Patricia. How do you guys approach someone that's deeply into the left's narrative to get them to see the light? Tried talking, sent him vids, but doesn't seem to take the time other than continuing to listen to the narrative. Well, my number one answer for that is you have to expose. This is the key. The key is exposing how fake the news is. The best and one of the most powerful videos, and I know this is from personal experience. I think it was really for my dad because I had been showing him stuff for a long time, and I think he thought it was all interesting, but he couldn't wrap his head around like so much of the other side being so organized in this like complex matrix of deception, like all keeping us, that so many people could be involved in deception, but he just didn't have an understanding. But when he saw that video, that's, there's a few different versions of it edited on YouTube of all the news anchors all across the country, like 25
Reading the same script.
25 news anchors in a row, literally reading verbatim the lines, like the same lines
It
from
was a
a
script.
story, a headline.
No, it was a script on teleprompter.
Yeah.
Period. They're all reading it. All they do is they're readers, guys. They sit there and they learn how to read and smile for the camera, and they don't have to think.
So, and then this is happening, in this video, it's long, and you see it happen. Oh, it doesn't just happen once. It happens over and over and over again. That video for him, he was like, I don't know, when I talked to him the next day after he'd watched it, he was like, oh my gosh, like, I see how fake the news is. Like, it really is fake. So that video is really good to show. And then also the Naomi Wolf, just look up Naomi Wolf and fake news or propaganda. Anyway, we've talked about her all the time because that video is so powerful. She comes from the left. She comes from working inside of a campaign. She worked for Al Gore's campaign, I believe, and she was a journalist. But she says that the CIA engages in spycraft. They do it all over the world, and it's to create specific political outcomes.
Argo,
they create,
like the movie in
like
Argo.
the movie Argo. They create scenarios. They create fake events. They create
Well,
things.
not only do they create them, but they tell them in the form of movies how they do it and what they do and when they do it. And they almost show you like, this is what we do, and then they do it in real life, and it's like we consume that stuff and go. And the thing that raised her alarm on everything was she remembers. She's just talking about intelligence gathering and reading CIA bullet points. And she goes, when she would read and see these stories, she goes, the way they played out and the way they reported them,
It was like
she goes,
chunks of political talking points. It was like, I recognize this. I've worked on campaigns. These are chunks of
political
like
talking points.
interweaved in these news stories. She could clearly see that they were trying to guide a narrative. So Tim, to answer your question, I mean that's what I would do.
Well, one more thing. This was made legal during the Obama administration, that they were able to propagandize us, the American public at large, by creating these false flag events. And I'm not saying people don't die, because many people have died at some of them, and some of them are
false flag
completely staged.
just means that what they're telling you on the news is not really what actually happened. There could be, there's lots of there's a specific outcome.
The term false flag comes from ships when they would sail into a port under a false flag. So they're coming in saying we're these
They're
people,
really
but they're really someone else. So that's where the term came from. And these false, quote unquote, false flags have been created and staged throughout. They've been included in overthrows of governments and coups and coup attempts and again, if you look at this Naomi Wolf video,
So that video, and then the compilation of all the news anchors saying the same. I don't remember what that one was titled. Or look at videos on Project Mockingbird. If you could like yourself view some of these things and go, oh my gosh, this would be great to share. I find those as powerful tools. And once someone can see that, like the narrative of, as far as, and it's easy to find infographics that show how all these media companies are ultimately owned by these 6 media companies at the very top. So you can see, like, if this very top level of people are all on the same page and working on the same team, you'll start to see the narrative from every single thing you could consume is the same. So if you can show that to someone, that is like the beginning of waking someone, I think.
And another point of reference that you can make as well is all of the pollsters, all the newspapers. I mean, I know no one reads newspapers anymore, but newspapers used to endorse in 2016. They sure did. It's amazing how far they've come in just a short amount of time. Newspapers are non-existent. Anyways, newspapers, television channels, television shows, magazines, all kinds of political magazines. The endorsements came from everywhere. TV studios. There was not one person in Donald J. Trump's corner. And when you look at these news sources, remember, it's not that very hard. It wasn't that long. We all lived through that. Go ahead and rewind the tape and look at what happened. Every single news channel out there was singing the same song. That there's no way. I mean, again, that had to be one of the most incredible days, and I could relive it, and over and over again, and I do from time to time. But that day was something that none of us will ever forget, because all of us watched as one state by another state would come. And remember, every single news channel out there said that Donald Trump was not only not going to win, but he didn't have a chance.
Yeah.
So, guys, 2016 was a landslide.
Well, and even with them cheating, it was a landslide.
But the thing was Hillary, thank goodness for this Constitution, which created checks and balances, which included the checks and balances that are afforded by the electoral vote. If it was just by the popular vote, yay, Hillary. I will see her campaign in Chicago, New York, and Los Angeles, and any other major city that's Democrat hub. She's just looking for the popular vote. No, she didn't know where to go. She had no strategy. She had no energy. She was dragging down. She was fainting. She couldn't even make it to the van. You remember that? She was doing a freaking weeble wobble. Forget that. This woman, she's no different than Biden. If you can show me a Biden fan out there, please show up. I want someone.
Or a Biden sign or a
please,
sticker?
No, I don't see. I've seen stickers. I think I've seen a couple signs. We live in the deep state, but it's just like, More importantly, I would love to see someone sing the praises of Biden. It's like what has he accomplished that deserves your vote? Again, that's non-existent, and we live in the deepest. So what's going to happen with Biden, Heidi? What do you think is going on with Biden?
Well, today, that was another thing that happened in the news. OAN reported that his name was listed on a Ukrainian court. They like unmasked his name. He was just said an American, and then the court ruled to unmask his name, and it had to do with the what he did on camera, like firing the prosecutor that was investigating Burisma. Is that what it was?
Quid pro quo.
Yeah.
You
So
say,
remember
if you want,
said
if you
that
want
on-
our U.S. money, if you want us to invest in Ukraine, you better. I'm
so the
getting on it.
Ukrainian
Yeah.
court is actually
Oh yeah.
there's a case. So to me, I feel like that was a kind of a big deal, and that means that I don't know. I think he's going to be the nominee for too much longer. He needs to announce his running mate so we can see who the real nominee is.
Okay, this is. I mean, again, this seems so far fetched. This seems so far fetched
What
that
does?
Joe Biden's
That he's even
first
the
of all,
nominee.
that he's even the nominee.
I know.
It's even more far fetched that he's going out there and as the nominee, he's parading himself as a totally incoherent.
No,
doesn't-
coherent.
No,
He's pretending like he's coherent.
yes, but you can pretend all you want, man. But something's not right. Something's not working. Something in his mind is not clicking, and we can all see that. I see that, and I'm not rooting him on. I want to see who's rooting him on, and I want to see how you think. Okay, first of all, it's very difficult to go to the horse. Okay, I've never bet on horses before in my life, but I couldn't imagine going to a horse race and putting my money down on the sickest, oldest horse and going, I want my money on that. I'm gonna put. And it's like 500 to 1 odds or whatever the ridiculous number is. It's like that's what a Democrat is doing right now.
I know.
When they talk about the love that they have for Joe Biden. Again, who out there, if you
Doesn't
know,
think he's creepy.
if you know a Joe Biden fan, if you know Uncle Joe, a creepy Joe,
Uncle Joe
creepy
fan.
Uncle Joe fan,
Send him our way. We want to meet this
we
fella.
we want
We
to
want
talk
to
to
meet
you.
these people.
Please convert me. Please show me the light.
Tell me why you
Show
like
me the
Joe
way.
Biden.
Show me the way. You show me the way.
I don't know. I think maybe the pedophiles like him.
I don't know who likes him or who's rooting him on. And he's very difficult to watch. It's difficult to watch, but you're kind of watching it like hoping he'll glitch out.
You're right, Jenny. It is like he's a placeholder. It's bizarre. Like I can't, and I've never even heard a Democrat even really defend him or like talk about why they
Yeah.
love. I mean, but I'm not watching fake news, so maybe they do on fake news.
What's his slogan? Do you even know what Joe's?
Does he have a slogan?
Because maybe they need to have they should just cut and paste "I'm with her" and just have like an arrow that says "I'm with him." Have like Joe, his
Like just reuse her design.
cut and paste. It's better than what he's doing right
Does
now.
he have a slogan? That's true. I don't even think about that. He's done. Tim Ellis says DS will have another candidate. Absolutely.
Yes, without a doubt.
And it's
Without
gonna
a
be
doubt.
Michelle or Stacey Abrams.
Michael. It's
Or-
definitely going to be Michael.
It's got to be a woman, and it's got to be a black. So it's got to be a black woman. That's
But-
where we're at. We're at color and gender for president. Color and gender for president.
Could it
But
be?
not Candace Owens.
No.
Not Candace Owens because she's a racist.
How
Supremacist.
about Oprah?
Oh my gosh, they could pull her out of the hat. That's true. I forgot about Opie.
Opie.
Forgot
Oprah.
about Harpo.
Harpo.
But I don't know. I think she might have an ankle monitor on her ankle there.
Well, maybe they
Have you
can.
heard? I don't know.
Does the ankle monitor make you dance? Do you think they have? Do you think they can send, if you put an ankle monitor on them? Do you think you can put a little
Zap.
pulse in them to do a little dance?
like that, yeah.
Yeah, because think about this. I've got an ingenious idea. Okay, put an ankle monitor on Michael, and then make Michael do the dance. And when he
Floppy
does the dance,
mic.
floppy mic, and then you see the mic
You want
drop.
to watch that
I want
live?
to see the mic drop.
That would
Boom,
be really
boom.
cool if the White Hats would arrange that for us.
That would be a show
White
to
Hats
remember.
were putting out a request. Please zap Michelle Obama when she's dead, so we can
Maybe-
watch her
okay.
move around.
If you haven't seen
Well,
her
there's
do the Soul
cameras.
Train, there's many. Okay, I think we're. Sometimes I feel like we might be talking. If you're new and you've never seen this before, welcome. And welcome. And if you haven't seen Michael Obama do the Soul Train on the Ellen Show, please go ahead and do that. Okay,
Sure, you see that?
because there's some good videos out there that do the zoom,
And
do the slow
edits
motion,
and like
even-
slow motion.
and it's a kind of a cool dance.
It's kind of undeniable
And-
at
and
this point.
And if you will throw this in for the mix too, one of my favorite dancing, political dancing moments was Hillary doing the. She's doing like the whip and the nay nay. That's some really good stuff, man. And I think she's wearing a pantsuit, but she's trying to get down in her pantsuit, and she's just doing it, and it's
pretty.
hard to watch. It's
remember
really
when
hard
they
to
were all
watch.
doing the dabs, or those women in California. What are their names? The sisters, and they were dabbing. Oh gosh,
Loretta
Sanchez.
Sanchez.
Oh gosh, that was so cringy. Oh.
Okay, Loretta Sanchez. She's on the map here in California. She's Hispanic. She's here. She's the congresswoman from Orange County in the Santa Ana area. First of all, look at her Christmas cards. How did this woman ever get elected? She has the craziest, most obscene Christmas cards with her. Let me just put it this way. She has Christmas cards with her and her cat. Put it this way, and just go ahead and look that up yourself. Anyways, I don't know about her,
Strange one.
but she likes to do the dab
Oh
dance.
gosh.
And she was doing that. She did that
When
in
it
a
was
debate with
not
Kamala
cool
Harris.
anymore. After
and
it was way past.
It was
its
never.
prime.
But anyways, Kamala Harris was sitting there laughing at her. That's a pretty good video too.
Because
So-
Kamala's actually laughing at her.
So if you haven't seen these,
There's a lot of fun footage out there.
there's a lot of fun footage, and along with that goes Howard Dean doing his yeehaws.
Big Mike, yes. And
Big
then
Mike.
you gotta follow that up. Okay, you gotta go through it. Okay, you gotta watch Michelle dancing on Ellen, and then you gotta watch Michelle running down the steps because there's a footage of her running down the steps. I think someone put all this stuff together. Actually, there's a video, and they put Joan Rivers in there. Whoever edited this was perfect. And then you gotta talk about the Nesbits. Because two men cannot have children, and that's always where it leads next. When people are like, okay, you claim that Michelle's a man, but what about their children? Aha!
Well, you know what, though?
We got an answer for you. Anita and what his name is, Nesbitt.
Doctor.
Best friends with the Obamas. Happened to deliver the children. Good luck finding a picture of Michelle pregnant. Anyway, those Nesbitt mom and dad look just like Malia and Sasha. What a coincidence.
It's an easy. It's really easy, and people that are new to this, have
It's
fun.
some fun stuff.
Have fun looking at the information. There's tons of evidence out there that Michael is a dude.
The Joan Rivers thing is very interesting. But just Obama in general is just so fake. I mean, his birth certificate, everything about the person that certified the birth certificate dying on a plane when nobody else died on the plane crash. We all saw that she was alive in the video. Like, the whole...
Okay.
Oh, gosh.
I want to go to the very core of what we're talking about right now and why this is all very important, because we're talking about Michael LaVaughn Robinson being actually Michelle Obama. Okay, now that's hard for people to wrap their mind. Many people, we all had to go through that and go, wait
Yeah.
a second here, that's no,
That's too weird.
that's too weird, and no, that can't be true. Okay, to the core of all this is their very satanic agenda.
Exactly.
If you look at Baphomet, and Baphomet is a goat's head with the horns, with the human body, and in the hands are held in a certain way to suggest their satanic, some of their satanic beliefs. And
George knows. He said it right here. They are Luciferians.
But yeah, they're Luciferians. But I think what's even more shocking, I mean, as shocking as that is, will be as shocking that people will find out that a lot of the men in Hollywood are women. And a lot of the women in Hollywood are men. And they have been propped up that way since early on. Much of this is generational. Much of this is because those that are in power, the elite, they keep, I mean, look at how many of the people that are in Hollywood have connections to billionaires. And when I say connections, I'm talking billionaire family, billionaire, it's, again, much of the talent that you'll see in Hollywood is propped up. You think, wow, this guy's really talented. Yeah, it's family lines. It's family, very, very.
Well, and they steal the intellectual property. They steal people's songs. They steal people's ideas, and they'll submit scripts. You hear stories all the time about their scripts and things being stolen and like there's nothing.
Music stolen
because they thought they were going to get a deal, and then they ended up, stealing.
Or even in the music industry, how they will take people that are talented. And they'll say, thanks a lot, we'll sign you a contract. And the next thing you know, your contract has you being shelved. So you get, you're a talented person, and they contract you out, and then they put, they're like, thanks.
And you can see, James Gilbert, I did see your message. You asked if anybody saw it. I just want to let you know that I saw it. But you see, why does it keep breathing? It goes like really white, and then...
Because you keep on moving in and out of the picture. It's adjusting. That's you get it. It's called breathing.
You see exactly when the deep state is like propping up someone. For example, Billie Eilish, like she just came out of nowhere, I guess. I don't know where these people come from, but immediately every single, and I only know this because my daughter is on YouTube looking up music, and so she's seeing all these Billie Eilish, things coming up. They are recommended to her probably. And because she's around us and we teach her all this stuff, she's completely aware of signs and symbols and the things that they use and the things that they do in their videos.
She sees it right away.
So she tells me, and my son too, and my youngest daughter too, all four of my kids understand what to look for. So she's like always telling me, Mom, look at Billie Eilish's video. Look how Illuminati this is. That's just the basic term that we use to talk about all that stuff. But she shows me all the time, and she's like, Mom, look how popular she is. Look how many views every single one. Look at this video. This is about killing her friend, and just the most disturbing music
covering
videos.
Her eye.
The most disturbing lyrics.
Blood.
And she's got millions and millions and millions and millions, and it's just you're just going, wow. And same with that Poppy artist.
Oh gosh.
So satanic, and you just see they all these artists, their videos are all dark, and they're about death. Yeah. They're about we know disassociation and things like that.
Well, the thing is if you know what you're looking for, then you'll see the symbols and the signs, and it's in their lyrics, and it's in their videos, it's in their it's when they're talking to you, it's in their ads, it's in their album covers. I mean, it's everything. It's everywhere. And you don't have to look very far at all.
No,
I mean, oh gosh,
super obvious.
Super obvious.
I mean, they don't hide it at all. At all. Anyway, Eve, Trump said, let's see what you're saying. Trump said he has rich enemies that aren't happy with what he's done, and he might be the last time we see him. Yes. Do you think it's the Q drop insulated, as if Trump is going dark bunker? Rich enemies, big pharma, perhaps, since he dropped prescription drug prices 70%. I was reading the same things on Twitter, Eve, that people were saying the similar things, because maybe it would be big pharma that would be going after him,
Well, that's what it sounded like. It sounded like, because he mentioned context. Yes, it was in the context of big pharma. So big pharma, we know big pharma is huge. Think about this. They know they are on the Again, this has to go with, we talked about this earlier this past week. There's all kinds of things that happen with big pharma. If you look up cures on the Q post. I think there's 5. Maybe it's 15. But there's a few posts that talk about big pharma and the stranglehold that big pharma has on cures. They're sitting on cures. We know that. We know that they're going to be coming out, and that's part of NESARA law. The NESARA law that's going to be coming out will forgive people of debt, and we've talked about this before. but it will forgive people debt. There'll be cures that will be coming out. Oh my gosh, this will be amazing times that we live in. You'll see that they've been creating medicines that keep people perpetually sick. That you can't, that you need to live and thrive on these drugs. That this is all bogus what they're doing right now, and this is very wrong what they're doing. And all of this would have never been exposed had this not been during this time of like, again, yes, this is all going down. And again, guys, you guys all have a short-term memory out there. Remember what you were thinking about all those anti, you know what? The anti this. You were just like me for a while. For a while there, I thought, oh, these guys are nutcases. There's no way they could possibly think that something that all of us use could be bad. You know what? It's not only bad; it's horrible what they're doing, and we're all seeing that right now with the expose on the World Health Organization, the CDC, Centers for Disease Control, and the National Institutes for Health, as well as the UN. So all of these pseudo government, I mean, they're there for our own good, right? Yeah.
No, they can't make money. Someone just was commenting, yeah, like they don't make money unless we're sick, right? So, but to go with what you were saying, Eve, I totally think Trump was saying something. Like it was totally a message. Absolutely. The fact that he's like, you might not see me for a while. Like I've got a lot of enemies. Very interesting. And I'm sure all of us, all our ears perked up when we heard that. We're like, what is he saying? Because we do understand that we were told that August was going to be hot. We're, 80 something days away from the election. Like, it's go time now. Whatever, there's clearly, like, big things happening. And I don't know. I don't know if that means there's going to be a blackout, because people were talking about a blackout, possibly. Like you're saying, a bunker, him going in a bunker. I don't know, but because that was yesterday, but then he had a press conference.
Look at the
today,
press
so
conference yesterday. So that's one of the things we're talking about. Okay, first of all, he said he wasn't going to be. You're not going to see me for a while.
Yeah.
And then I don't. Okay, again, I don't know if this was a scheduled press conference today, but when I saw him, I was like, wait a second. He just said he wasn't going to be.
We're going to see him for a while.
And we're seeing him 24 hours later. We're already seeing him.
Yeah.
As a person who looks at things aesthetically on the screen, and you told me right away, you're like, this looks like a weird picture. I don't know, you didn't like the framing of it, you didn't like there's a flag.
I mean,
the flag was coming out of the president's head. There was a flagpole that was, and this was just, and I don't know if this is the, a lot of times they'll go in there and they'll have a pool of photographer go in there and he'll just get a shot for everyone. And if that was a staged shot, that was the live feed that we were taking and that we were watching, that was a horrible shot.
Weird. Yes, and there were people, Eve, saying, like, is there a green screen? There was something weird about, but I think it was, I don't know, the lighting from the screen was kind of illuminating his face, the edges of his face. But I was noticing, like, why was only half the screen in the shot, and then the flag was coming out of his head. I don't know, and then everything was really dark, like his suit was dark, and he had a dark tie on. The table was dark, and the background was dark, and I couldn't help but think, when we're talking about, I don't know, just something about the shot felt weird, and I know they pay attention to details. I know details matter. I know the Q team, the Trump administration, they're very particular about details. They do. This is what they do. They do these kinds of things to communicate things. So there's definitely something going on. I'm still reading what other people think is going on with what the words that he said. Why he even said today about, like timing wise, that he said not wearing the mask is like a peaceful protest. I think that might be a clue to something with timing as far as like.
Well, he's basically telling you guys.
Unmasking or something.
He's kind of telling you, like, come on, guys.
Unmasking, maybe. I don't know.
Well, when you're talking about unmasking, he's saying it's a peaceful protest. Then if you're talking about unmasking, what are we talking about here? Are we talking about the unmasking that... Because, again, this is a play on words.
Exactly. There's always layers of meaning.
There's layers, yeah. So when we're talking about unmasking, there's two meanings to that. There's talking about
Yeah.
unmasking everybody. That's because of what's going on right now with this whole entire COVID thing. But also,
I think Joe Biden's name was unmasked today.
unmasked also, but also the masking that was going on with
The unmasking of Flynn that was
Flynn.
illegal.
That's what I was thinking about
Yeah.
right there. So what are we talking about? I don't know. We haven't even really done anything on this yet. So
And Usher's here. Hey, and Usher. And Usher posted a Q post. Why are possible treatments, cures being banned? Why are possible being attacked? Why are possible treatments, cures being targeted? Evidence overwhelming. Post 4245. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, can you, like, when we talk about the best is yet to come, there's so many different things that means, but one of the main things that I always think of is the sick people in the world, all the people that are suffering unnecessarily because of these sick, disgusting people at the top that need people to be perpetually sick, to be enslaved basically to them.
okay.
And it just like
that sickness though. The sickness that you talk about, this scourge, it goes everywhere. It's like tentacles. So when we talk about that, we're also talking about the collusion that goes on with companies that manipulate their products so that, okay, just like nicotine, think about this. When you think about nicotine and how that manipulated how people were hooked to cigarettes, think about that going on the level of everything from GMO, genetically modified foods, gosh. If you knew you could introduce a product, if you knew that you could introduce something into your product that would make people come back and keep on coming back, of course you'd do that in a second. That's a no-brainer. And that's what's going on a huge level. These things are all going to be found out, whether it's, and again, it's all in the processed garbage that they have introduced into our lives and into our bodies. Gosh, I could go weird on this because as someone who thinks that that chemtrails are real, I mean that they put chemicals in the planes. Chemicals. I wish it was chemicals. It's. There's a video of him out there talking to the Council on Foreign Relations, and he's speaking about something called strategic aerosol injection, in which metal is injected into the atmosphere and it's used to reflect the harmful effects of the sun because there's a hole in the ozone layer. So what they're doing with this metal, which is a very cheap, it was pretty cheap. They say it was like $10 billion to provide a program that would cover all the skies over the major cities in the United States of America. $10 billion. What were they spraying? They're going to be spraying barium, strontium, aluminum, lithium. These were all the metals that they're spraying, and they were also going to be able to control, because it's metal in the air, control it using transmitters from the knowledge that was gained from the project HAARP, the HAARP project, which was to control weather. So they use it to control weather. They also use it to see the skies and to basically have metal. There's metal all, whether you know it or not. There's nanoparticles of metal that our bodies are full of, and that's because it's just in our atmosphere. And I don't know how you detox yourself from this stuff, because I know there's people who know how to do that stuff. Yeah. But again, it's minute particles that are just in our environment, and it absorbs into our body. These things are, I mean, we live in a toxic environment, and this is the world that we live in, where all of these planes, and I haven't seen these planes for a while doing this. This has been a while. I live in Southern California. In Southern California, I look at the skies daily, and it's been a while. And I believe that that off and on again, I still see chemtrails that are being dropped. But I believe these are good chemtrails. It sounds weird, but from what I've read, these are the white hats that are putting something out there to clean the environment. Now, I don't know if that's 100% true because I've not done the dig on that.
Yeah, you gotta just keep your
I'm
mind
saying that
open.
you've got to keep your mind open to what's going on right now. And I clearly do not see chemtrails being dropped in the sheer amounts that it was just 1 year ago. Just 1 year ago, we were getting dumped on. I'd wake up in the morning to this stuff because I wake up in the morning early to take my kid to school. And I would see it as soon as the sun was rising. I was like, wow, this is right from the horizon. You can see long, long chemtrails. Yeah, I know you all, many of you out there are still on the old contrail thing. And yeah, go ahead. You can leave, check out, whatever. And yes, the metals, they do cause sicknesses. That's what I forgot to say. Once it's in the air, and think about this. They use lithium to sedate people that have bipolar disorder or that's one of the things that they
Infertility,
use.
all the things. Okay, thank you, Joe, for saying all these things. Yes.
Thank you, Joe.
It causes infertility. It causes the aluminum causes Alzheimer's. Yes. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the world, like, with all these cures? Like, people would be like, cancer would be gone, and the cure is okay. Ann Usher just posted another cure.
Cure's in the dirt.
It says, sometimes you can't tell the public the truth. You must show them. Only then will people find the will to change. Yep. But yes, the cures are going to be in something as simple as the dirt, we were told in a post. Just for cancer, for Alzheimer's, for MS, like cures for so many, everything. Like, it sounds to me like I don't know, like there's just a lot of information, a lot of things about medicine that we thought we knew.
Big Pharma is being taken to task. You guys have been screwing over humanity for a long time, and this is a crime against humanity. When these things come out, yes, I think there's going to be a lot of people from Big Pharma that are going to be executed. I mean, if you are holding onto the cures for such crazy diseases that ail people worldwide, yes, you deserve the rope or something better than the rope, because it's like
dying.
And you're profiting off of the sickness
Off the deaths.
and the deaths of others. So again, and I can't believe that we're in the situation that we're in right now still. It boggles my mind daily as I go out there on the road and I see somebody sitting in their car with a mask on with the windows rolled up. And I'm like, what the hell are you protecting yourself from? Your air conditioning vent? What's the purpose? So I don't know how long the psychological operation, the PSYOP, is going to be going on, but it's working effectively. And to see the fact that people are still willfully, there's nobody telling them they have to. There's nobody writing tickets. There's nobody stopping you at the corner. There's no roadblocks. People are doing this on their own free will, wearing masks, even though they know the numbers. They can crunch the numbers. The evidence is out there. I mean, you can see what's going on Twitter with these frontline doctors. Their posts being removed. We see what's going on with the censorship that's going on in all kinds of social media. You still close your eyes to everything that's going on? Shame on you, man. Shame on freaking you. I don't know what to say. I can't help those who don't want to help themselves. So I don't know when the time is right for people to see. You can share all of this information all day, every day with people, and the time might not be right for them.
Yeah.
Again, the time has got to be right when it's time for them.
Because they cannot wrap their head around all the media who's telling you to be afraid.
It's the news.
And telling you, like, they can't believe that they would be lying to us or that the CDC would be lying and giving the media these fake numbers. Like, people can't wrap their head around that, and I get it. Like, it took me some time to actually...
It took you a whole year for us to figure this
actually
stuff
really
out.
believe that was possible. Like, to believe that there was a giant mafia, the biggest mafia in the world, that was working against regular people. But it doesn't mean that everybody understands what's going on. It's only the people at the top that actually understand what's going on. So all these people that are participating in the process of making, like, people at a news station or whatever, it doesn't mean that they're all deep state and they know what's going on. No, they're just taking orders.
No.
They just want their job, and they're just
If you think-
and they're told
yeah.
to be quiet.
if you think about how fake news is produced, it's produced for the hour. It's produced for 1 hour. You got to take into consideration all the commercials. That's how they pay for everything. So every single news channel at the same time, when you see this happening, you see that. You'll see ABC, CBS, and NBC. They all start at the same exact time, and they all go to commercial at the same time. Why? Because they all answer to the almighty dollar. They at the same time they get monitored by Nielsen ratings, and Nielsen ratings sees how many people are watching their news program at that specific time, and they click and they take note, and everybody dumps out the commercial at the same time. This is all a production, guys. You guys, when you see the fake news truck that's in you, if you live in a town where there's fake news and they go out, they're going out to tell a story. They're not going to tell what's going on. They already have in their minds what they want to know, and they're looking for a soundbite that backs up their story. Okay, so if you're going over there and you say something that's wacky, like oh my gosh, and it doesn't fit into their narrative, of course it's going to see the editing room floor. You're never going to see the light of day. They're looking for somebody again, and you'll see these little. You'll see in a stand up or in somebody's piece that they do that they edit. Some reporter goes out there in the field and they edit something. The package it's a total package. It's completed for again. It's 1 hour. It's only 1 hour, so it's everything's gotta fit. It's gotta fit like Tetris, It fits in the hour like Tetris.
You gotta close it out with a little bow.
Oh, and you gotta put a bow on it at the very end, guys. At the very end of the hour, you're not gonna see anything crazy. You're gonna see a good, heartwarming, tender story of how there's like a dog and its trainer were I saw this just recently in the airport, and I actually watched this clickbait. And it's like, look at so this dog, trainer who'd served with this dog in Afghanistan or something, and they saw it at the airport, and I waited. I was like, oh my gosh, I got to see this. This is going to be amazing. And I watched it, and it was just like, the dog was just like looking on the dude's face, and it was like, and people were all standing around, and cameras were all there, and I was like, okay, let me see this. I'm going to start to cry anytime soon. I was looking around, seeing if anybody's around. Nobody's around. I was like, oh, I'm ready to cry. No tears. Not one single tear. Why? Because it's all, yeah, guys. That's what everything is meant. It's all.
Making moves checked in.
Making moves.
Say hi
what's
to
up?
Making moves.
Making
Does
moves.
it make him happy?
Making moves. What's up? To
How
anybody
are
who's
you?
joining us out here, guys, we're just Q anonymous people. That's it. So we're followers of the Q anonymous
Movement. Military operation.
It's a military operation, and I feel proud to be part of it. Like me, like the most untrainable soldier, because I could never serve in the military. Like I'm one of those guys that's like, whoa.
You
in
have a hard time
uniform,
with the authority and the rules.
the
and all.
rules, the authority, the whole thing. But you know what though? One thing that I love about the military is that the military is there for justice. That's where we're on the same exact team. It's like, yeah, you guys go out there to be bad A's and to dish it out and to serve out justice on behalf of the American people. So that's one thing where I'm kind of militaristic. Militaristic, is that a word? Yes, militaristic. That's where I kind of like when it comes to justice. I'm like, if I see, I'm not talking about this social BS justice.
No,
That's not.
this
I'm
is-
talking about real
yeah.
injustice. If something's going down, and I feel like somebody's being taken
No,
advantage of.
I had you figured out the other night. Remember, I was explaining you.
Yeah.
I had
My
you
wife figured
figure
it
it out.
But-
I was like, okay, we all.
We've been married for a long time, and she just figured this out. Okay.
Well, I just I was
revelation.
able to like verbalize it because
Okay.
you know how you always talk about how we have our superpowers.
Yes.
And
Everyone's
sometimes-
got their superpowers.
Sometimes our superpowers are also our weaknesses, and that's the truth. When people talk about turning your weaknesses into strengths, like that's a real thing. Like I totally believe that you can take something that's that you view as one of your weakest parts of you, and you could actually turn it into a huge strength. Anyway, so with Brian,
Okay, where's this?
I know.
I might have to dip out of here. I might like if this gets too.
No. You're like he's very opinionated, right? He's very like if he doesn't okay, so if we're all like watching a movie or something, like the whole family's hanging out doing something, and he doesn't want to watch the movie because he doesn't like to watch movies most of the time. Or if he thinks this movie's stupid, you'll like say it out loud. You'll be like, "Oh, this movie's stupid. I'm out of here." And you'll get like everyone else will be like quietly watching the movie, but you'll be like, "I'm not gonna watch this. This is dumb." And
I gotta defend myself.
No,
Though. But you can't get.
Brian, I'm gonna turn your weakness into a strength.
But it's better that I leave. It's better that I leave and not be that guy.
But you always,
because I will just sit there and see that I'll be like, this is just getting dumber. What am I doing here? What am I doing here?
I know. So you have this, and I've always like found it annoying that you're like so like. You just always want to leave. You like don't want to do things you don't want to do. He doesn't want to do things he doesn't want to do. Who doesn't want to? There's a lot of things that people don't want to do, but Brian like kind of refuses to do things that he doesn't want to do.
No, dude, you cannot make
like boring things, or he'll complain.
Okay, before my kids were in public school, my kids would go to these public school things, and they'd have them like sing songs and learn songs and stuff like that, and that's cool and that's rad. But I'm not a good dad, okay? Because I can only do like 45 minutes of that. Once you start breaking into an hour of like these songs, then it's just like. I got it. And I tell Heidi, especially if it's in a little multi-purpose room and you're like all stuck in this room and you're with a bunch of parents and all the parents are like videotaping this stuff as if they're gonna watch it again.
Or like their band concert.
Oh my gosh! It's just like I can only do so much of that.
Anyway,
I've got a limit. I've got a limit.
So I always would get mad at you because you always seemed like you were like just
fidgety,
grumpy, and over things, and I complain like that was boring or.
Oh no, I'm a bad dad. I'm a bad dad.
No. But your strength, I see that it's a strength too, because that same part of your personality, when there is an injustice and when there's a situation where there's something going on and nobody's saying anything, because I've been with you in public multiple times where there's something happening where someone's being harassed or someone's being a jerk or something's going on and people are seeing it and nobody's saying anything. You can't handle that, and you like have to say something, and you have to stand up for something, and you kind of make a scene, and sometimes I get embarrassed, but it's because you can't stand seeing someone
being taken advantage of,
or some an injustice. You have to say something. So
I'm annoying. So I'm in public. I will freaking make a scene.
I see that part of you is a strength, because there are times.
And I'm no Kevin.
And even in
Kevin likes to punch. No, just kidding.
In civil society, there are things that people don't call out. There are things that go on, and people walk by it and don't say anything because it's awkward or whatever. But you will. You'll walk. You'll go. You guys, this is not right. This is not right, and you'll teach everyone why it's not right. And then all of a sudden, it's like.
Here's another example. When my kids were in the PSYOP called public school, public education. I still have one that's in it. We'll see what that looks like this year. It's a senior year. But when they were in it, I remember going to pick up my kid from school, and I remember watching the kids as the bell would ring. All the kids are waiting outside for the buses to come and for school to be let out. They would give them like 30 minutes of playtime at the very end of the day. And the kids that had jump ropes and balls, the first whistle, everyone would, I think it was a whistle, everyone would take a knee. The whole entire playground, wherever you were at, you stop where you're at and you take a knee. And then the second whistle meant that all the kids that have jump ropes or balls would run them in and they'd put them in a little, shed or whatever. That is nuts. And as I was standing jailhouse lockdown, scenario thing, that's exactly what my kids in L was does. In the courtyard, knock it off, anyways. That kind of conditioning. That's wrong. That's wrong.
Sorry, I'm gonna set my phone down for a second. I lost my my stand. 1 second.
There's a lot of things that are going on right now with public school. I have one kid that's in public school. He's my oldest. He's a senior. He is not going to be going to school. I guess the plans for his school district are to not open up fully, and I believe they're going to be checking. I don't know how many times a week they're going to be checking, if they're going to be checking in at a certain time every day, but it's like, this is the danger of public schools right now, and they know that this is going on everywhere. Is they're trying, at least in California, they're trying to see how they can monetize everything. Like, how can we continue to get this money from the state, even though we have a brick and mortar school that the kids can't come to, and we can do this stuff all online. So they're playing right now. They're playing a game, and the game is, how do we do this without showing that this can be done on any other way? Like if this is possible, that you can teach a kid 50% of the time online from a computer, and they can zoom in or whatever you want to call it to a class and participate in a class virtually instead of going and checking into a school. They're exposing themselves. They're showing that, you know what, we don't need to have our kids in a classroom 8 to 3 daily. Again, we're already learning that this doesn't have to happen. The other thing that's amazing is that the monopoly that is a public school, that public schools, guys, that's going to change. If you can't see the changes that are happening, they're happening right before your eyes right now. If you cannot see what's happening, then you've got to open your eyes to what's going on, because first of all, there's a lot of money that goes into public schools, into your public school that you live into. It's a monopoly. It's just like cable companies, guys. If you get cable still, I don't know who still pays for cable, but cable companies, instead of having 15 companies wire your house, they made a deal on a contract that they would go in there and say, cable company, we will provide cable for this city. We will build it in, and we will make sure we maintain it, and we'll make sure they have a service that's comparable to the service of the cable company next to us. They arrange these deals with every single city. Now that goes on with schools. Schools are monopoly as well. The monopoly is they get that they're the lemonade stand that you have to give your money to. So regardless of whether you got kids in that school that are going to that school, whatever, your property taxes go to support that school, and whether you like it or not, that's where the money goes. Okay, that's where they get their funding from. That's going to change if there's school choice, and the president's been speaking about school choice for a while now. Look into that. Find out how many times he's talked about that, because he repeated it a few times about 2 weeks ago, and you've got to wonder, where is this going? Okay, if he gives the ability to parents to take their money to any lemonade stand that they want to,
thousands of dollars, thousands. If you really had, like, I don't know what it is, $5,000, say $5,000 for the year for your kid to spend on learning whatever you as the parent and the child decided together as a family, what you wanted to learn, what you wanted to study, and what things you wanted to do, and what kind of classes you wanted to take. Can you imagine how many
freedom.
Private, like, teacher situations would pop up everywhere? I could foresee elementary schools being rented out, rooms rented out by private classes, and so people have this ability to pick and choose what they want to do, what their kid wants to do, and have, like, I don't know, just so much freedom to focus on things that are really specific to the child's interests. And that's how you learn the most. That's how you flourish, is when the child is really getting to dive deep into something that they really are interested in.
Going back, you said specifics. I want to talk about specifics of why this is happening. Think about what public schools have done. Think about what's going on right now. If you look at public schools, I'm talking about public schools all the way to college level. I mean, everything is corrupt. What you see right now what you're seeing right now with NCAA, that whole thing with Felicity Huffman that's going on, that is just the tip of the iceberg. Anybody who's in any college program, you're looking at Division I, all these big colleges with the big stadiums, and it's like, look what's going on, guys. Those big stadiums, that big stadium, that football stadium, pays for everything. Okay. Yay, bread and circus. We have that going on in all major colleges right now, okay? These football teams, look at their TV contracts. They're massive. They've got massive TV contracts. So they are piggyback riding off of all of these football players. And these football players, I remember the O'Bannon brothers. They were suing some of the video game companies, and these are all the, like, NCAA is making. They're making deals with all of these, video game companies, and they're using the likenesses of players, basketball players, football players. Yeah, you don't get to put a name on their jersey, but you get to sit there and say, oh, use all their stats, use their likenesses, they use all their numbers, their skills, their height, their weight, everything. And you would take that likeness and put it on a video game without giving any credit to those players who they are representing. That's wrong. These are the things that they've been doing. Now, with that being said, these basketball, football, they're playing for all the other sports. Yay, we like that. But there's corruption. I mean, it goes all the way down. We all know that there's scouts involved. We know there's boosters involved. There's all kinds of money. Every program is tainted across the United States.
How is the fact that there's no high school sports right now? How is that going to affect college sports?
Well, college sports right now are going to be put on hold. We already know that's happening right now. I see that the conferences are going to be able to compete against their own conferences in their own conference. Think about this, guys. What's going at the pro level in professional sports? The NBA, the NFL, Major League Baseball. They're all bowing down to pressure. And what's the pressure? I don't see any pressure. Who's telling these people they have to say Black Lives Matter?
I know.
Who's telling them? So
It's
where's
not
the
their
pressure?
fans. The fans aren't telling them. And the pressure's coming from the corporations. They're run by, ultimately, the pastors, right? I mean, that's who they answer to.
Sorry. Can you grab me water? Why would NASCAR say to their fans that they can't bring a Confederate flag to a NASCAR event? That's the cancel culture. This is the whole cancel culture is surrounding the political correctness that's going on at every level, making organizations, people, virtue signal. Everyone's going and saying, look at me, look what I do. I hold the sign and that means I support this cause and that means I'm not bagging on anybody, okay? We can go out there and we can support causes. But I see this whole entire cancel culture that's going on right now, and people are making dumb decisions. For instance, again, NASCAR saying that you can't bring the Confederate flag. Okay, does anybody in the North watch? When I say North, does anybody in I get it. New York, Seattle. Do they have NASCAR? NASCAR is pretty much the South.
Yeah.
Why would anyone do that to themselves? First of all, okay, again, who's running NASCAR? I don't know. I don't have to look. But whoever's running NASCAR is making those decisions. I was thinking about NASCAR, and I remember that they have a hat dance. The winner has a hat dance after every single car race. So if you look at the racing suit of anybody who's in a car, it's got patches, it's got logos of every corporation that's a sponsor, and they've also got the stickers all over the car. So what you're looking at is a race / commercial. The whole thing is a commercial. Of course, they bow down. So if it's run by corporations and it's sponsored by corporations, then who's making these choices? It's a big commercial. So they bow down to whoever, including all of these pro sports franchises and leagues. They're gonna be biting the dust pretty soon. Anticipate this happening very soon. College level's corrupt. The feeding mechanism that goes from the college to professional sports corrupt.
Very, very interesting.
When you don't have, imagine this, if you don't have college scholarships for sports anymore, what does college look like?
I know.
You didn't think about this. What does high school look like? Do you still have high school sports the
I
way you
know.
do? There's a lot to think about, guys.
And like,
What,
all that's
what's
done.
coming?
It's crazy.
I don't think a lot of you are. I like that, Joe. Catholic school, homeschooling charter. What are we eating?
We're eating
sorry,
candy.
guys. We're eating Illuminati garbage.
Bottle caps.
I know. We just went old school.
Sorry. So are we eating in front of you?
Sorry, guys.
Oh no, my phone died on my YouTube feed. Oh well.